Welcome back to Suburban Sex. We are Remy and Addy, and we're here to give you an outlet for real sex talk in the suburbs where we share our realities of sex with our partners because, I don't know, there just aren't a lot of chances to talk about sex, but we all know we're doing it, so here we are. But tonight, I'm very excited to have my friend Samantha joining us. So, Remy, you and our listeners are in for a treat because Samantha and we've known each other for what, almost 20 years now. And we met through work and we did a lot of traveling together through work. So we got to know each other really well. And there might have been a couple of times where we kind of took it a little further each time in just getting to know each other and understanding, our dating history and our background and this and that. And I don't know how you go from traveling with a work coworker and only traveling for work to randomly talking about sex, blowjobs, etc. But we did it. That's our history, and we've been such great friends ever since. So, Samantha, welcome to the show.
So, Samantha, I have a
Thanks.
question for you. If you're the Samantha in the group, who was Addy? Because we've always kind of considered her our Samantha in our little group. So, what
Oh, I
would
don't
her
even come
character have
close.
been in your group?
I don't know. I think that we actually had that conversation, like because we used to love that show. So I don't know. Maybe Carrie. I don't know.
Yeah.
She did used to have a sex blog. So,
Oh, that's
That's right.
true.
See? Yeah. Yeah.
See, there you go. I
Hmm.
fit right in with that. But no,
That's right.
Samantha is a true Samantha. Like they wrote that for her. Yeah. But Samantha, if you would love to give Remy and our listeners just kind of a quick background. So you've been married, how long you've been married, and just how we met and got to know each other.
Right. So we met in 2006, actually, it was, is when I started at our jobs. And yeah, just like you said, Mark, we started traveling together. And I think we started talking about blowjobs because we were licking an ice cream cone. I think that's what
Yes. Yes.
if I
High
remember correctly, I
five.
think that's what started
Is that what it
it.
was? That was like our intuition. We both just kind of knew as we were eating
Right.
that
I
cone.
think we were giggling or something. Or what does this remind you of, or something? I don't know.
we need a dripping ice cream cone as our cover art for this
Uh-huh.
episode.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So true.
Right, right. Yeah. The thing is, and I'll just get it out there right now, is that it was very interesting because I'm quite older than Addie. And so in our trips, we would get together. But it's really weird because we never even feel that when we're together. It's
No.
not like, and so we just had a really good time. And after we did our training during the day, we would go out and have some drinks. And I think that's where all those conversations came from.
Well, you
Mhm.
look like sisters, so I don't know that I'm seeing this.
Yeah.
So, how much older are
Oh,
you? Just to kind of give us a range here, just to our
guess.
listeners.
Why don't you guess, Remy?
I know
Don't
better than
don't
that.
do that. Yeah.
I am
He's a smart man.
untrappable.
Well, I will tell you that Addie could be my daughter.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, well, I mean, one of the things that we did when we were both single at the time, let's bring that out there.
Yep. Yep.
And we would go to bars and we'd be looking around. And I said, we would say, wouldn't that be great to have a father and son kind of relationship? You hang out with the son, and we'll always be family.
Yeah. That was our way to continue the bond forever.
Wow, I
That's
love it.
right. That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we took that. I love it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It
we
didn't work out. It didn't work
I
So,
know.
did
I
you
know. It's so
hit on
sad.
any fathers and sons at the bar at the same time?
I mean, we hit on some guys, but I don't think there were ever
Yeah.
father-son duos.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No.
No. But it was fun
No.
to, play that game of pretend and see
Yeah.
what was possible, but Yeah, I mean, there's an age gap, but I feel like we've always been on the same page. We're we're very similar in the way we think and act, and our group of girlfriends in that area. We've got a very close knit group of about 6 of us that um, half of them will enjoy the sex talk that we enjoy, but the other half are like grossed out by it. So,
That's right.
but
And
you know what?
unfortunately, or fortunately, every time we are together, that conversation, that subject comes up, and we can't help ourselves.
We
It
can't
just
help
happens.
it. I
And then,
know.
and one of the girls, would come, "Are we talking about that again?"
So Addie found her
Oops.
partner in crime in Samantha, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So love that.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
100%.
Everybody needs a
100%.
Hmm.
partner in crime.
I
Yeah.
know. I
And I
love
was so
it.
pleased to find somebody that actually loved to like to give blowjobs too. So I bet
I bet Remy and Brad are also
Hold
so
on.
pleased.
Hold on.
Absolutely.
Hold on.
Unicorns.
You
Oh,
did you
shit.
say someone
Mm,
else who loves to give blowjobs?
well, she did.
Are we talking about Addie?
Shit, now I'm outed.
Who are we talking about? Not my
Okay,
wife,
Brad,
right?
let me tell you. Let me tell you. There was another time in my life.
Go on.
Hey, you know what? Let me tell you. I like it more than most of the wives that we know. Let me tell you
That's
that right
true.
now.
That is
So
true.
I will talk about it. I will do it. And we based on our conversation before about swallowing versus spitting, all of that,
Mhm.
I am further along than some of the other girls that we know.
Finger.
Yes. Oh, and I am pointing my finger very abruptly at him to make sure that he understands that I still got it. Damn it.
Absolutely.
No, but he's
Absolutely.
still
But
bummed because I don't do it
hold
as often as
on.
he wants.
Like so you identified back
What?
then as someone who enjoyed giving it. Or at least that's
Yes.
what you told Samantha.
Well, in her defense, as far as the people that we knew,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yeah,
Thank you, Samantha.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Because I would hang out with, a lot of women who said they don't even do it or ugh, gross. So
Right.
when I finally, started talking to Addie and saying, oh no, this is, yeah, we had a whole conversation about that. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But let me for reference, one of our friends, as I told her that we were going to have this blowjob episode with Samantha, she said, and I quote, "Dicks are gross. They don't belong in my mouth." With a silly face. And Samantha, you know exactly who that is. But I was like, "Please?" I was like, "Girl, I'm using that for the podcast." And she's gonna hear it and just crack up right now. But
Hmm.
honey, yes. I mean, the fact that I do it and I am enthusiastic
Whoa,
about
whoa, whoa, whoa,
it.
whoa. Enthusiastic.
Oh, damn it.
Enthusiasm is part of it. That's important.
It's part of
I don't
it.
think you're using that word correctly.
Do you know we're editing all of your shit out? I don't know who you think our
No,
producer is.
I'm not saying that you don't give blowjobs. I'm just saying I don't know who this woman is who was enthusiastic about giving blowjobs.
She's not
Aw.
craving it. She doesn't come home. Oh, I need it.
Mm-mm. I know, it's real sad. I bet Samantha craves it.
Sometimes, yeah, yeah.
See?
I
Yeah.
have a very interesting story about that, but
Let's
All
hear it.
right. Let's bring it.
I will tell you. Okay, so, and this is going to be news to you, Addie, but I dated somebody for about 3 years who actually didn't enjoy me giving them blowjobs. I've had about two guys in my history that was like, nope,
Wow.
can't come in your mouth. I just never get there. Da, da, da. As hard as I would try, and I try. So, so that for 3 years that didn't happen, and so I missed it. I missed it a lot. So, uh, fortunately, that's not happening in this relationship that I have now,
Right.
actually with my husband. So,
Mhm.
You
yeah.
missed
Mhm.
a guy enjoying you doing that.
Yes, because to me, it's kind of like a power thing. That's the way I see it
Mm.
anyway.
I love that. I've heard this before. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, because it just actually makes me feel more sexy too, because, here I am, I'm able to do this, and this is the result of me doing this. And, so when that didn't happen, I was like kind of bummed out. It's like, well, what am I doing wrong? Or what's wrong with me, kind of thing. But um, yeah, I know better.
At
Yeah.
what age did this love and respect for the power part of it start?
Oh man, probably when I learned how to do that when I was like 19, I guess.
Okay, so do you think people are born with this love for blowjobs, or is it something that you kind of
Mm.
develop?
No, see, I think it's how you learn or who teaches you how to do it or whatever. Because I have to say, when my first marriage, I was a virgin when I got married, and he taught me how to do everything. This is how you do it. This is what you do. And I thought a blowjob was just part of it. It's not like you don't really need to do this, or you shouldn't enjoy this, So I thought it was just part of the whole fun thing, and maybe
Mhm.
that's it. I don't know, but yeah, that I've always
That's
felt that
so
way. So
interesting.
yeah. So then when I started talking to women about it, and they were like, "Oh no, or Addie, when you said in another episode that I'm married, I don't need to do that anymore."
Yeah.
I hear that all the time. Yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah. It's just like what?
It's like off the table once you get
Yeah,
married, and that should be part of just the general flow of trying different things and mixing things
right,
up. And I mean, you can't be in the same missionary position forever. So
right,
how
right.
do you switch things out? And that's one of the ways.
Right. I think if you're doing it while you're dating, you need to continue doing
Mhm.
it while you're married. And
Yeah.
not only stop doing it, but do more things, actually. Get more creative, get more, because you have that intimate relationship with somebody so close. And so, yeah, talk to them about it.
Yeah. That and that part is so interesting because I do think it's usually reversed, and I think a lot of women just assume that because they hear other women either never talk about it, so it's never part of the conversation. You and I have always made this part of the conversation. But we may be a little different, but
Right.
I think most women do not make this part of the conversation, and then that on top of if they think that it's extra work or it's just not if it doesn't give them that power move, I guess,
Mhm.
where they maybe and I'm sure some women feel like it's the opposite of a power move, like they feel like their husband is the one who's making them do it or makes
Right.
them think that they have to do it, all of that. But the mentality of making it your own power move and being in a long-term relationship and using that as a tool to
Mhm.
continue to build on that long-term relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it sounds like you guys have a ton of experience. You kind of, I don't know, aren't the
Easy,
best
easy.
blowjob queens here. I mean, what you know, this might be a good opportunity to kind of. I'd love to hear practical tips for other wives who have gag reflexes, who may not feel as confident in this area. I
Mhm.
mean, I don't think everyone is just naturally feels confident in giving blowjobs. And I don't unfortunately have a ton of experience in it. So
Mhm.
I'd love to hear from you guys just what is it that kind of can take the game from not confident to someone who feels really good about what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, Samantha, I think it starts with that ice cream cone.
It does. It does. Starts with ice cream. Just pretend it's dripping. Yeah.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes!
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm lucky. I don't hardly have a gag reflex, and my sister gags when she brushes her teeth. So there's the different sides of the spectrum. So I can't relate to somebody, but there are ways to do that. Where if you do have a gag reflex, and to use your hands and you know to get them there. Yeah,
Vibrator. Yeah.
vibrator. Yeah,
We've
yeah.
used that more recently. Is just adding a little like the vibrator that I like is very small, very easy to handle, and I just adding it into the blowjob
Mm,
mix. helps him
Yeah.
as well, and so he feels like my mouth is vibrating, and that just kind of adds a
Yeah.
different flavor for
Right.
him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. We've talked about this on another episode. It doesn't have to be a deep throat. It doesn't have to be
Mm-mm.
as far in as you can go. And I feel like that's what most people think of when they think of a blowjob or a successful blowjob. But I'm all about just licking the drips of the ice cream cone and making it a
Oh,
it's more of a theatrical thing, is
right.
just making
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
where there's not as much of that full, I don't know what the word is.
Porn,
Full.
porn blowjob.
Yes,
No.
yes, the full porn version.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's, we always talk about communication. So I think different, and I could be wrong, but probably not. I think that there's a lot of men who like different things, right? And or it gets in them there a certain way. More people maybe use your hand more, or, you know, play with my balls more, or,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of things. So I think communication, especially if you're, in a committed relationship, or is to have that conversation. I mean, come on. I mean, blowjobs when you're dating random guys are different than when you get married.
Yes.
I mean, come, there's, because, there's the licking of the ice cream cone and things like that. Or if it's, let's just get this over with kind of blowjobs.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that's the case for many women, but I think if anyone listening can find a way to make it kind of playful and make it your power
Mm,
play. I really
yeah.
like that concept of making it yours. It's not about him. It's about how you are going to feel afterwards. And I
Right.
I, I honestly think that's what makes me want to have more sex in general, not even blowjob specific, but if I'm getting something out of it, I'm going to want to do it more. It's not about what
Yeah.
he's getting out of it, it's what I'm going to get out of it. So if a
Mhm.
blowjob is going to give me more of that mental power and feel like I've done something grand for him, and Brad does a very nice job of complimenting me afterwards to make me feel like that's the best blowjob I've ever had. That makes me want to do it again. And damn it, he's playing me too. I know this.
When I saw the what we were going to talk about today, and I saw the blowjob tips, the first two things that came to my mind as a man to give tips for females is eye contact and confidence. And it's
Yes.
and from what you guys just said, you, that's almost the exact same thing. It's the attitude in which you approach it, and you being the confident, seductive woman who's in control.
Mhm.
That will do it for me, just like that. And then if you give a little eye contact, like you know what you're doing, and you're in control. That's it's a good story.
Mhm. That's a good point. I do think the eye contact is good. I saw something else the other day because obviously I do my research before these podcasts, and I can't regurgitate what the experts are doing. I have to share what I'm doing. And as you heard from Brad, I'm doing the bare minimum. But I'm at least giving some blowjobs and I'm making it good. So,
Right. Well, good.
but but there was one expert out there that was like, flip your hair and give him the eye contact and this and that. Okay, I could probably use to flip some hair. I could probably use to like make it look more like I'm into it, but I do think the eye contact is good. If I just like look up every once in a while and make sure that I catch his eye, ooh man, like I
Yeah.
know he sees that. Yeah.
I have to do that more. I forget to do that.
I know,
I think
right?
I speak for all males when I say that uh, we don't need it to be a world class blowjob. Like just
Oh my
any
god.
blowjob is probably going to be good.
But the ones I give you
World
are,
class, of course. Dear.
that's
World
right.
class.
Better. You
There has to
better.
be. I mean, there has to be some kind of bad
Eh,
blowjobs, though,
Oh,
right?
there
I
might
mean,
absolutely.
be.
Okay,
yeah.
Brad and Remy, I want to know. Have you ever had a bad
Oh,
blowjob?
teeth and lack of
Yeah.
enthusiasm and
Teeth.
just making it obvious that you're not enjoying it. And,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, ugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of goes with us too, oral sex for us is like, yeah, no, you can stop now.
Yeah.
Just get up here.
Just get up.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, so we've talked about eye contact, like hair flipping and
Yeah.
making sure that we're into it. I do think that's important. The vibrator helps as well, just kind
Yeah.
of giving
Changing
that
them.
extra spin.
I don't know if you've ever done this, Addie, but to have maybe like a hot or warm drink next to you, like tea or something. Yeah,
Ooh.
that works.
Samantha. Oh my god, that's so good. That's
So,
so
what about, do
good.
you guys have favorite positions? Is it always just in bed? Is there other
Ooh, good
places?
one.
What's the go-to?
That's a good one. When he's laying down and I can, like, have my head leaning on him, that's nice and comfortable, but, like, I do think it's not that comfortable to be in the same spot the whole time, and if he wants me to go longer, we do kind of move around a bit. What about you, Samantha?
It doesn't matter.
This is why
She's
she's
just that good.
Samantha.
It don't matter. Any
It
position works.
doesn't matter.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna wanna
Oh,
be married to Samantha when this is over.
the
Max,
new
you
thing,
better
the
not
new
screw this up, buddy.
I know.
the newest thing that we just did, or it was my idea. So I love to give massages, and so we have a massage table and all that. And so we got hot stones, and so
Ooh.
they come in all kinds of sizes, and there's these little ones, and I was like, what are these little hot stones for? Well, I figured, well, maybe you can use that as while you're or in before the blowjob. So that's what
Yeah.
happened. It was a very interesting kind of sensation, I hear.
What, you, like,
Oh,
put him on his
interesting.
balls or something or what?
No, up and down the shaft.
Oh,
We just
okay.
put, some massage oil around.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Damn, girl.
All right.
Damn.
Try not to swallow the rocks.
Absolutely not. That'd be bad. I want to pass that thing, man.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
Uh,
Oh my god. But, like, and also to make sure they're not too hot. Oh my
oh
god.
yeah, yeah. You kind of have to rub them in your hands first because yeah,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be too good. You don't want
Holy
to
Well, a lot
burn.
of
shit.
people are into temperature play. They get the glass
Oh,
dildos
yeah.
and heat them up or make them
Oh
cold.
yeah,
So,
candle wax,
Mhm.
all that stuff.
ooh, I haven't
Yeah,
done
that's
that
true.
yet. I think that sounds cool, though. Have you
What,
tried
Mm.
the
that?
candle wax?
Yeah.
Candle wax? Yeah, tried it.
You have tried it?
Yeah.
What'd you
And
think?
Oh, it's good. I like it. I like it. Wow.
But you get
Yeah,
so,
waxed or he got waxed?
I got waxed.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, Max wouldn't like that. He's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not the submissive type.
No, he doesn't like pain too much.
Yeah,
Okay, how
yeah.
painful is it?
Well, it burns at
Okay.
first, but the higher you let it drip, the longer it gets cooled off, which is kind of weird, so don't like drip it really close to your body.
Sure.
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
try this at home.
Well, I bought this massage candle, and you light it, and then you use it for
Oh,
massage oil, and I need to try
Yeah.
hmm
that. I've got a couple of them, and I haven't tried them yet. So,
yeah, I have. That's really cool. Those are good.
Nice, nice. Well, that's a good one. And the hot stones, that's fun to come into
all
play.
right,
Hmm
Brad, you kind of have been complaining just a little bit. So,
Yeah.
what would be the tip from you as to what makes it a good blowjob?
Yeah, tell
Since
me.
I've heard a little bit of
What?
displeasure, not a
Mhm.
lot, but just a little bit.
Yeah, you
How do
be
we make it good?
yeah. How do we make it good, Brad? It's not threatening at all.
Pressure's on.
Right.
No, I don't think I'm picky about blowjobs,
No.
right?
You just want them more
Yeah.
often.
I mean, she's
No.
great at
You just
them.
want them more often.
I was just shocked to hear that
And I'm sorry, can you say that again? I missed it.
she's
Can
great
you say that?
when she chooses to apply herself to giving said blowjob.
Wow,
So,
save that clip when she chooses to apply herself.
That's
Yes.
amazing. You know what? That's fine.
so how many times, like, is like, say you have sex 5 times, and those 5 times, how many of those are blowjobs? Or should I
One.
have gone 10 or 20?
I know.
0.25.
Yeah, the frequency isn't as much. But also we have 3 young kids. So just as a
Yeah,
reminder
yeah.
there's not as much time for the
Okay, stop,
foreplay that
stop. It's not about time.
What?
It's not about time. You know it's not about time. I
Are you
would go down on
serious?
you every single effing time we had sex if you let me. Because I love doing it. You don't love giving blowjobs. I don't know what you told the Samantha lady, but the girl I married does not
Oh
love
my
giving blowjobs. Otherwise, you'd be trying to blow me every time we had sex.
Okay, you know what?
This
First of
was
Mic
all,
drop.
2006.
that's right. This was 2006. You
And
can mic drop and walk away, sir.
Brad's trying to sneak out of the shower
2000.
so she can't get a hold of it.
Oh my god. There are 20 years that run
That's
between
right.
the first conversation of blowjobs and this one now that we happen to be
That's right.
recording for the entire world. So,
Mhm.
and with the life changes that we've had, children and full-time work and all of that. But, honey, I don't think that you understand how minimal this is for most other wives. I don't think that this happens very
Oh, I
often.
agree.
So, like,
Right.
you get a blowjob the 0.25% of the time out of the 5, whatever the hell math you wanna put into this, but when you get a blowjob, it's good, and it's not your choice. Like, usually I choose to do it, and when I choose it, I make sure that it's good,
Agree.
but some people get it 0% of the time.
I'm aware of that.
0%.
Write that down.
I'm doing
Are
well.
you?
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that you don't love
He
blowjobs.
can't get that enthusiastic
Yeah.
blowjob
I know.
person.
He would like to see me 20 years ago
And I doubt,
Yeah.
and me
Yeah.
being
aside
more
from
enthusiastic about
Samantha,
it.
I doubt most women have ever given an enthusiastic blowjob. There's probably a very small
Right.
percentage of
I
women
agree.
that really enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
That's why,
I
like
I
our friend
agree.
said, it should be called a
I
blow
agree.
party, not a blow job, because everyone loves a party.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a party.
Everyone loves a party. That's true.
It's
That's
a
right.
Yeah.
party in your mouth.
Uh-huh.
All
I
right,
know.
before we move on, any other final tips from anyone?
We have not once talked about the balls.
Balls are important.
Yep.
Balls are important.
Mhm.
And I forget
So
about them sometimes, you know?
Really?
So I'm so focused on other things. And
No.
depending on the position you're in too,
It's hard to
sometimes,
get
yeah.
to them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, right,
But I
right.
will also say that's not happening for me. Like I'm not putting my tongue on those balls if they're super hairy. So like that's not happening at all unless you
Yep.
have groomed your shit. So
Pointer for the men out there.
gentlemen.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Yes.
agree. Yes.
Yeah.
Take care
But
of
I
some business before you go down to business, you know.
I know. Right.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, that's the final tip for me is just that is a part of the whole package, I think, and I do think Brad enjoys it. I think most men would, but you do have to make sure that that's fully groomed in order for it to be inviting enough for the whole process. But I suppose even if it wasn't groomed, you can still go through the blow job motions as the ice cream cone. You just don't make balls any part of it. But honestly, this makes many of our girlfriends cringe. So
Oh yeah.
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 We can't
We've
spend too
seen a
much
lot.
time on this.
We've seen a lot of them walk away
Yeah.
or try to
We
change the
just lost
subject.
another
Yeah.
listener.
We did. We really
Hey,
did.
hey,
Yeah.
it's real, ladies. Come
He's
on.
turning the podcast off at this
Don't
point.
don't invite
Yeah.
balls, ladies.
Uh, Yeah, that's right. But no, I mean, I think just like all of sex, it's such a mental thing, and you have to be
Absolutely.
in the right mindset and just kind of like suck yourself up and saying, I'm a superhero. I could do this.
Yeah.
Super blowjob giver.
Super.
Yeah.
It's your
Yeah.
superpower.
But I
Wow.
Samantha,
Yeah.
Samantha, I do think that that is a superpower for you, and what I do think that is some sort of mental shift that you have to make because
Hmm.
I think a lot of women see it as being submissive and taking it in a certain way where they don't feel like they're powerful, but I
Hmm.
think that mental shift and feeling like I have the control and this
Yeah.
is me taking control and doing what I want with him
Right.
just really changes the game for what a blowjob
Hmm.
could truly be.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
So how far into the power dynamic do you go? I mean, do you go to the point where you can control him not getting there till you're ready, or I mean, what is the how far do you take your power dynamic in terms of you being in control?
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends on the session, I guess. Sometimes I want it to last longer. So if I see that he's, almost there, I'll stop. And he enjoys that. There's some that don't, but yeah, so I'll just stop
Mhm.
and
Nice.
start again. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. You're listening to Suburban Sex with Addie and Remy.
All right, Samantha, you mentioned that you're just a little further along than the rest of us. So I'd love to hear kind of your sexual history. Has your libido always been this high? Has there ever been times where it was less? Have you been in ruts and got out of them, or kind of tell us your story, going back a little bit? Just
Sure. Well, I will go ahead and disclose sort of my age. I'm in my 60s. So,
no way.
yeah.
Yeah. I know you can't tell.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, I have been through ups and downs but generally, yeah, I've always had a high libido. The time that it wasn't when I was going through menopause, and it can happen as early as 45, 50. Mine started 50, and as a matter of fact, the first hot flash I got, Addie and I were in Alaska. we were
That's
we
right.
were in a bar drinking wine, and I was like, what is happening? It's freezing cold outside and I'm hotter than heck. So I left my
Yeah.
wine, I walked outside to get some cold air, and I was like, oh my god, I think that was a hot flash. So it
Brad, did you know Addie's been to Alaska?
Yeah. For work.
was.
I
Wow.
knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
work it was
I didn't
awesome.
know she
Mhm.
witnessed a hot flash.
Yeah, my first one. so
Oh,
so
here's a
after
hot
that
flash,
I
Jerry.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
hate I hate to be hot. So I thought this is not working for me. So I went to my doctor and said, what can we start doing? And she put me on bioidentical hormones, and I'm telling you, I'm still on them, and that's what saves me.
Okay.
Because I have a lot of friends who are in their 50s, and they're just like, you know what? I wouldn't care if I never had sex again, and that's because they're going through all of these things,
Oh,
and
damn.
and I have sent so many women to my doctor for those hormone pellets, and of course, uh, everybody's different. They just seem to work for me really well, and I would tell women to really go get that looked at because it makes a lot of difference in your weight,
Mhm.
in your energy, in your lubrication, in your sex,
Oh,
everything.
really? The
It's
lubrication
so
too? Because I have heard
oh
Wow.
that you
oh
get so much
yes.
drier when you get older.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay. And I
So,
Yeah,
at
and
what age would you suggest getting your hormones checked, or is it just if your libido is not kind of what it was at that, is there other things that make you would say, hey, maybe you should go get something checked out in terms of your
yeah,
hormones?
I mean, it's just like everything. It's mood swings, lack of energy. You start getting a poochy belly, kind of that's the testosterone going away. So all of those things in it, like I said, it can happen premenopausal, 40, 45 years old. So
okay.
I would, anytime that you feel, kind of different, like this isn't me, I used to be this, I used to be that.
Yes.
Yeah, go,
Wow,
go get that checked. Yeah.
that's good
Okay.
advice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's really
So if we
helpful.
give
And
Addy
I
hormones, will she like blowjobs again?
Oh,
A lot more.
I did not
Listeners
say
wanna
that it
know,
improves your.
'cause I'll look into it.
No, but
Mhm.
it's true for men too. Their
Absolutely.
testosterone goes down, and so they can get it. They're bioidentical hormones for men too, and so get that checked because you don't want to have different sex drive.
Yeah, so let's talk about different sex drives because Samantha, myself and Brad have different sex drives. Remy and Reagan have different sex drives, and I think for you it's flipped.
It
So
is.
how does that work with you and Max?
Well, it's rough because of course, I would love to have sex every day. And he is
Oh my
a.
god, stop it. Stop it
I'm
right
serious.
now. What?
Oh
Brad,
yeah.
close your ears. Take the headphones off right now. You're done with this conversation.
See,
Are
the
you
thing is,
serious every
yeah,
day?
yeah, and it doesn't see a lot of.
You're gonna make
And
a
I
lot of
think,
friends, Samantha.
well, I think the thing is because I don't need a lot of foreplay. I just need to think about it and I'm good, and it could last 5 minutes and I'm happy.
Oh my
And
god.
I think it's that power thing. It just keeps, it's like, oh, look, that just happened.
Yeah.
But my husband Max he's fine with two, maybe three times a week. And it's mostly on weekends. We both still work.
Oh my god,
Um,
he's on my schedule.
Dr. Addy has recommended focusing Friday through Sunday for all sexual encounters.
That's
So
right.
that's
my
exactly right.
my wife is
Actually,
now like, look, man, it's not Friday. What are you talking about?
yeah, yeah. Sometimes we have fun on hump days because it's just fun.
Oh,
But
you know,
yeah,
hump day.
yeah. But we don't of course have any kids. We've been empty nesters for quite a while now, and but still, your day stuff comes into play, and you get it into your routines, and that's just not in your routine. So
Right.
you still have to get up early. It's like, nope, I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to sleep. So
Mhm.
you have to make time for it. And I've never been an aggressor. You may not believe this, but I've always waited for the guy to come to me.
Ah.
So now that I'm with somebody that doesn't have a strong sex drive as I do, I've learned that I have to initiate more.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Or
Okay.
just talk about it more and talk about, hey, let's do this tonight, or let's just get him thinking about it more. Yeah,
Right, right. Oh, that's so interesting. I
yeah.
love it.
Well, that's half the
Um,
battle is keeping it top of mind. So a lot of
yeah.
Hmm.
ladies who
Yeah,
read erotica it'll be on their mind more. If they talk
Mhm.
about it with their friends, it's on their mind more. Guys who don't really pay attention to it, their sex lives are going to be, or sex drive is going to be a lot lower because it's not
hmm,
something they're focusing on at all.
Right.
right, right,
And Samantha, you mentioned kind of scheduling it almost, thinking about
right.
it more often and making it part of your routine and making it something that you're adding to the greater day to day. Do you guys have a typical schedule for when you do it?
Yes, it's Saturday morning and Sunday morning. So,
Really?
yeah, because we kind of just lounge around in bed, and that's kind of a natural thing that happens. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So what are your thoughts about scheduling sex versus not? Because I do think it helps us to make sure that it gets
yeah.
done, but I
Hmm.
also understand the benefits of having it unscheduled and spontaneous and
Spontaneous,
yeah,
right?
I get that that's
Yeah,
so fun, but sometimes it's just not as possible.
right. Well, any kind of sex is good. So scheduled, not scheduled.
So long as you're
Just,
getting what you want out of it,
that's
right?
right. Yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. And I
Interesting.
do find that he wants it more when I put a little bit more effort into it, and just say, hey, I'm gonna wear this tonight, or I'm gonna do when you get home from the whatever, I'm gonna be doing this, and
Mm.
he's like thinking about it all the time. Like today, I did that, and he was texting me, I'll be home in 15 minutes.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
And Samantha, can we share what you wore? Like,
Yeah, so
yeah.
I'm a blonde. Well, I am today. Anyway. And different. I have different personalities when it comes to. I have a wig. It's a red short wig, and she's Roxy, and so that's one of the
Mhm.
things that. And they all have different personalities. Like Roxy's the real, you could do anything to me kind of person. And then there's Lola with the black wig, and yeah, so she's the one that gives massages and yeah,
More sensual.
Wow.
yeah, more
I like
sensual,
that.
right?
Very
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
I
yeah,
love these
yeah.
sexual personas. I mean, this is
Mhm.
amazing. How many do you have?
Those are the two that I
Roxy?
bring out mostly. Yeah, yeah.
Love that.
Roxy and Lola, and then just me. But that's a pretty good one too.
Well, it's so
You're
playful. I
right.
love that. And we talk about incorporating more play.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We've talked a lot about sex toys, but just I wish this was on YouTube or if we were broadcasting this because I'm looking at the prop that you have right behind you, and I cannot not look at it. This is a whole different level than the Hitachis we've talked about in the past. Can you tell us what's behind you? I'd love to hear some stories about
So
this.
I'm in my office slash workout room, and behind me is a yoga swing, which honestly, I did buy this to for a yoga swing, and I have used it for that purpose.
For
However,
flexibility.
yeah, however, when my husband saw it, he's like, I think we can use that for something else. And so we tried it. And it's amazing. It's amazing. So we do have a sex swing as well, but it's the kind that you attach it to the door. And
Yeah.
it's not very great. You're just kind of like getting into it is really hard and not that comfortable. But it's like this is like a hammock. You could just kind of lay there and it just swings back and forth and it's great. Yep.
So does it come
And
out
then
from the
talking,
wall?
yeah, yeah. So it's you can hook it from the ceiling, but ours we just have it in a it's collapsible and you just bring it out in the frame that it's in. Yep. And
Mhm.
so yeah, that's great. He can be on one side and then go around to the head side and do the blowjobs over there and come back around. And so
Oh,
yeah,
girl.
Nice.
yeah, it's really
Damn.
great.
Multifaceted.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Okay.
Mhm. That's a whole
Love to
Yeah,
hear that.
nother that's a whole nother element to like your health and wellness. You've got the
yeah,
yoga swing.
yes, yes,
Ooh, I like it.
yeah.
So what
But
other
can we talk?
props,
Can we?
toys
Yeah.
do you love?
Well, what I was just going to say, if you haven't looked around, but they're called these sex blankets, and they're waterproof. You could spill whatever, do whatever on them, and then just throw them in the washer. Well, we tried to use that on the yoga swing, but it's just way too big. So there's actually different sizes, and there's this perfect size that fits just on the yoga swing. So it doesn't, and it's water. Nothing goes through it, so it's just
Okay.
Nice.
perfect. So you don't have to gross out when you see the yoga
Are
swing.
you talking about like a hand towel shape
It's pretty
or
yeah,
bigger?
it's a little bit bigger. It's like
Okay.
butt size.
Butt sized.
Butt size.
Okay, and you have shared the sex towel link with me before and we've never
Mhm.
purchased it. And
Mm.
and I don't know why, Brad, but I don't know. I just feel like whenever we're done, if there is a mess, I throw him a towel. It's like a hand towel or whatever. We're not always it maybe we're just not venturing much further out than the bed or the chair that you see behind him. Sometimes we'll put like a random blanket down, but I don't know. Like when do you really need that sex towel?
Well, that's a whole other topic, but there are some squirters,
Well,
so
yeah, yeah, we know
that's
about that.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Stop. Hold on. Samantha,
She's like
are
guilty as
you
Yes.
telling
charged.
us that you tend to create a situation where a towel is necessary?
More than a towel. That would be the waterproof blanket.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Unicorn
so I
in
mean,
one
it's a lot
Yeah.
spot.
easier. It's a lot easier to wash one of those towels or blankets, whatever you want to call it, and then a whole
Mhm.
sheet, or so yeah, it's just you put it on your
Yeah.
bed and then you don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
But there are times when I mean, I've squirted where it's on the bed frame. Like I'm not going to put that blanket down everywhere. It just like
Right.
it goes everywhere.
That's true. That's true. But you can
We're
wipe.
going to lose all of our followers. We're going to lose every follower.
Just lost a listener.
We will have 3 followers after this episode. And they're all going to be the only squirters that we know, Samantha. You, me, and the other one.
And the other one.
We know 3.
We know
total.
3. That's right. Yeah.
Out of our group
Hey,
of 6, we know
Brad's
3 of them are
also a
squirters.
squirter. Squirt a little bit.
Brad is a squirter.
Yep. I think all men are.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I don't know. Brad, maybe you have an opinion about the towels and where we would strategically put it down. I haven't understood
It
when
it
we would
sounds
use it, I
like
suppose.
Samantha has a reoccurring situation where a towel makes sense to purchase for this. Where
Yeah.
Yes.
our personal situation, I think, is more erratic.
Yeah.
It
That means you don't get it as often as you would like.
also
Let's hear
it
that
usually
again.
just means we have to change the sheets. It doesn't mean we have to mop the
Yeah.
walls or anything like that.
Mop the
Right.
wall.
Right. I know.
Yes.
I don't have as good of aim, I suppose. It's made it to the headboards, but
Okay, you don't have to
that's
brag
pretty
about
much
it.
it.
Come on.
Is that a bragging thing? I don't know. Edit it out then. Shit. I don't know.
Sounds impressive. I mean,
Sounds impressive.
That is not
Yeah.
a skill. I do not see it as a skill. I think it's just
I don't
something that
either.
we do. We don't
Just
do it on
happen.
purpose.
Nope.
It is not at all on purpose. I cannot claim that. It is something my body does. I thought it was
Well, hold on
weird.
now. You're speaking for Samantha. She may have a different squirting perspective that we would want to hear.
No, my perspective is the same. It just happens. It just
It
So
just
happens.
happens.
there's
Yeah,
no pleasure for you. It's just a normal bodily response during certain positions. Okay. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
That's right. It's not an orgasm for me ever. I can orgasm and then I can squirt and they are not the same thing.
that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, all right
Silence.
then.
I know. I'm just kind of thinking. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, I guess that is true.
Yeah. Okay, but taking it back to the yoga swing, you have the yoga swing, you also have a sauna. You have
Hmm.
always very much been into fitness and health and making sure that you feel as healthy as absolutely possible. And because you were in your 60s and for myself in my 40s and with young children, I certainly feel the need to be as healthy as I possibly can be and do something for myself that makes me feel sexy and makes me feel empowered and all of that. And I think it's very hard in this stage of life, but I also just want to just very briefly touch on how that has impacted you because you're always so good at working out and making sure that you are super fit and all of that, but not everyone has that drive. But I feel like that has got to impact your sex drive too.
It absolutely does because especially when you're in your 60s and it gets worse, 40s, 50s, you start getting joint pains, you start getting, lack of energy, and it's not just working out, it's better sleep, as long as you're getting sleep, eating right. And the sauna that we just got was because of all of that inflammation, joint pain, all of those things, and it's just something again that we could do together and
Hmm.
enjoy and try to figure out how to have sex in there.
Well, wait, how hot does that sauna get?
Oh, it can get up to 170, but it's an
Holy
infrared
shit.
sauna, so anything between 120 and 140 is fine. So yeah,
so
Oh
that's a
my
hot and
god.
sweaty sex.
yeah,
Yeah. How do you have
yeah.
sex when it's that hot?
I don't know yet. We haven't done it. We
All
won't
right,
get another test. It's very new.
we'll have you back on in a couple
That's
weeks.
right.
You
I'll
let
let
us
you know.
know.
I'll keep you posted.
But
Hot
that
Tub Brad's calling the contractor. He's like, all right,
I
infrared
know.
sauna.
I know. Seriously, every episode, I swear he's on his Amazon cart. He's like
Gotta buy one of
whatever the
these.
hell
Why
he can
not?
add. Yeah.
Well, a couple weeks ago on an episode, somehow I mentioned Benoit balls, and then the next episode, yeah, they tried them. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
love the
nice.
go
Yeah.
Yeah.
getterness.
Well, well, and that's another thing that you have to worry about getting older is the strength of keeping those Benwell balls in there.
Absolutely.
So
Mhm.
that's really good to keep doing so that you can keep all of that tight and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, do you do that often enough where you like it's like an exercise almost
Yeah,
routine?
pelvic floor exercises. So there's
Okay.
actually a pelvic floor therapist. It's a physical
Mhm.
therapist that just works on that. So I went there because every time I was starting to work out and little just little pee stuff started coming out. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this isn't nice. So definitely, and that really helped. And you just have to keep it up, like any muscle, right? So.
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
God,
that's just
sometimes
another thing.
I know it's just another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's
No, but
men,
guys need to
men.
be doing their kegels too. I mean,
Yeah,
Mhm.
basically,
that's right.
it'll allow you to control more and last longer. So if you keep all those
Mhm.
muscles
Hmm.
strong,
So, Samantha,
Yeah.
how often are you doing Benoit ball exercises?
I don't use the Benoit balls. I just do the pelvic floor exercises, and you're supposed to do them every day. And I
Oh
can't
my
say that I
So
god.
do,
you're talking about
but it makes a
so you're
huge
talking about just like
difference.
the tightening, like the clenching and releasing.
the kegels.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right. And there's different ways to do it, though. Standing up, laying down, all of these other things. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm doing them right now just because we're talking about it.
I know, so am I.
I'm like, "Oh, shit, I don't do that very often." I'm gonna start now.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna start now. Right. And one of the things that
Oh,
I found out is, I do a lot of crunches for abs, and those it's
yeah.
one of the worst things that you can do for
Mhm.
your pelvic floor is crunches. But you can
Yeah.
do them as long as you do the other things too. So,
Okay.
there's an app you can get too.
Okay. What is that
Takes you
app?
through takes you through the thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's an app that I got from my therapist that I was
Okay.
going to, so it's for their facility. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
No, that's good. I mean, I think health and wellness in general, we've had a health coach on the podcast as well. I think women just need to have whatever it is that we feel empowered and strong and
Mhm.
confident. If that is through health and exercising, if it's through um giving blowjobs, if it's through having your, just feeling tight and feeling good
Mm.
and healthy with yourself. You don't have to have the perfect body. None of us will ever feel like we have the perfect body, but it's all about how we feel and how strong we are mentally to enjoy whatever it is that our story is, where it's going to take us throughout our long-term relationship. And Samantha, I think you are a beautiful example of where you can take your life and your long-term relationship, your sex life, your sex drive from 40s, 50s, 60s to just really enjoy life and make sure that you are getting the benefit out of all of that. I think you are living life to the fullest and you're an inspiration to all of us as wives.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
I try.
You do. I know. I know. Okay, before we let you go though, Samantha, we do have a question and it's from the vault. And our question tonight is, have you ever had sex so hard that you almost killed a guy?
So that would be yes. I thought I did. He passed out. So this is before I was married. I was dating. He was older than I was, and so after we had sex in his bedroom, I was out in the living room getting dressed, and all of a sudden I hear this real big boom, and so it freaked me out. So I went into his bedroom, and he was laying on the floor, he wasn't moving. It freaked me out. So I was so scared, and I didn't even bend over to touch him with my hand. I pushed him with my foot.
Like, I'm sorry. Did you kick him?
Well, I didn't kick him. I shoved him with my foot, and I said, "Are you okay?" And he kind of started breathing like So I was like, "Okay, are you sure? Because I'm gonna leave." Because then
I,
I
I'm thinking of that first episode of that Sex in the City
Oh my
reboot when
god.
like Big dies, and then I'm like,
oh, I
Oh
was
no.
I mean,
we
what?
didn't. I
He
know,
just had
and
a
it's
heart attack.
I didn't know, but he said he was okay. And I had just seen him. This was probably
You,
what 2 weeks in or something. And then all I just thought of was they're gonna think I killed him. I gotta get out of here. Oh, my fingerprints are everywhere. Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
So
You've seen
yes,
enough murder
I
movies
know.
and episodes, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was freaking out. But he said he was fine, and he actually got up, and I said, "Okay, bye." And yeah, that was the beginning of the end.
Dun, dun,
And then you
dun.
opened the newspaper and saw the obituary section. Oh my god, you
What did you
almost
do to
killed
him?
him.
What did you do to
Uh,
him?
I know, that's what all
girls say I'm
inquiring
gonna
minds
fuck
want to
the shit
know.
out of you, but what did you do?
just my normal stuff.
What are we talking like?
He just couldn't
Reverse
handle
pile
Samantha.
driver? What
Yeah,
was
see,
it?
they want to know. They want to know. These boys.
Absolutely.
They want to know. No, it was nothing
So
weird or
you were on
anything. It was
top,
just
I'm assuming, or did you make him do all the work?
at one point I was, I'm sure,
So multiple positions. He may have just
multiple
been
positions.
overwhelmed.
He
Just
might have
wasn't
been.
ready for the level of Olympic sex that you're talking about.
Mhm. Mhm. I mean,
See,
girlfriend has a yoga swing, y'all.
we call Brad a sexual enthusiast. He's kind of like an athlete where he's taken the game and it's a sport to him. It's sport fucking. So he's trained himself. And if other
Mhm.
guys aren't ready for that and they
Mhm.
have an athlete like yourself who loves sport fucking, they just can't keep up. I mean, it's like running a marathon or running a mile. It's two different things.
They
Mhm.
should.
So
I
your
should have
your
him sign
game
a.
is
I should have him sign a waiver.
yes. Assault with a deadly pussy.
Oh my god.
You can't handle my vagina.
All right. And that's the end of our podcast because no one will ever listen again. Every wife will be like, "Well, I can't compete." And every husband will say, "Well, shit, that's never going to happen." Oh my god.
We're just trying to show our listeners what's possible.
I suppose. Samantha, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I absolutely know with 110% certainty that you'll be back. But before we close out tonight, I would just love like one final thought from you. Anything that you can see as you are in your stage of life today. And I know we've had this conversation before, but just knowing what you know and seeing women like myself who are in this stage with young children and trying to make sure that we've got a strong, vibrant sex life with our husbands. If there's any advice or thoughts that you have for us as we part.
Sure. I mean, I've been in your place, and it's really hard to keep sex in the forefront of your mind. And I love what you're doing here because it brings everybody's attention to that. And I think just keep doing it. And I know that you get tired, but you still have to keep this going because I've seen so many couples get divorced because of this reason. They're not getting it at home, so they go out and look somewhere else, and it just destroys them. So even though you feel that shouldn't happen in my marriage because I'm married to them, they should be love me no matter what. just keep that in the forefront of your mind that you have to make that time for each other. And just know that when you do, I know it seems like forever from now, but when you do have that empty nest, it's going to be amazing. So, you're going to have all this time to get back, so it's just
Mhm.
great. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. No, Brad just today was asking me, what age will our kids be where we can leave them without a babysitter? He's already thinking into the future. What age,
Yeah.
like, what's the youngest possible age?
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I really appreciate that, and I know everyone has a different opinion about sex and marriage and how we make it work, but I truly believe that this is an element of our marriage that we have to keep as a priority. So thank you for helping us see it that way, and we'll certainly have you back soon. So thank you so much, Samantha. We love
Thank
you.
you.
Absolutely. Been
Thanks.
such a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.